Welcome back to AgriAddict. I am your mentor for Physical Science, A. Nymisha. I have secured All India Rank 1 in ICAR AIR-PG examination 2021 and All India Rank 3 in ICAR SRF examination 2023. I have completed my Master from ICAR IRA New Delhi and currently pursuing PhD from the same institute. So today I am here to solve along with you the PYQs of ICAR JRF examination of 2024. So while solving, I was also planning to give you the tips that you need for the attempting all that 120 questions of JRF exam in the 2 hours time that is given in the examination, and also I am going to share with you the tricks and strategies like elimination method etc. that we are going to see while solving each MCQ one by one. So let us start the solving session. Moving on to first question. There, look at the matching they have given. They are asking about the name of the theory along with the theory proposed. So, if we see here, saturated flow in soil, the theory was proposed by Darcy, that is famously called as Darcy's law. The same we will get from which part of the soil science is soil water. Right. Then coming to soil texture analysis, this one we will find in Stokes law. What Stokes law tells us is the terminal velocity of the particle settling in the fluid of given density and viscosity, it will be depending on the radius of particle that is falling in the medium. So that is nothing but Stokes law, from which texture can be identified from the soil. Next is wavelength of emitted radiation and temperature radiation. They are asking about the relation between lambda max and temperature, maximum temperature. So from which law it will be known? Wien's displacement law. Then final one is diffusive flux of gases. This will be known from Fick's law of diffusion. So if we see here, when we match these questions, first one is A2. So these two will be selected. So automatically rest 2 you will eliminate. Then go with the contrasting options. B. You are well aware about the soil texture analysis that is related to Stokes law. So B you will match with 4. So A2 was there and B4 is there. So automatically this will also be wrong. So your answer will be C, even without knowing all the 4 sub questions given in the given question. If you are be sure about these 2 options, you can go for the answer directly without wasting another 30 seconds of your time. So like this you can manage your time well. So we have seen 4 laws now which are very important in physical science examination. So we are going to see what are all the laws about. Coming to Wien's displacement law, what it tells us? It tells us the relation between lambda max and temperature. So when we plot the graph between wavelength and spectral energy density, that means maximum radiation, peak radiation, here we can observe that when the temperature is increasing from 3500 Kelvin to 5500 Kelvin, what is happening to wavelength? Here the wavelength is around 700, let us assume 700 nanometer. Corresponding to this peak, the wavelength will be around 500 nanometer. So at lesser temperature, the wavelength was more. So it tells us the inverse relation between peak wavelength and also temperature for a given radiation, where B is the Wien's constant. You can eliminate it and straight away write it as lambda inversely proportional to temperature. So this is Wien's displacement law. Next is Darcy's law related to soil water and Fick's law related to soil air. Both are usually same, where the flux or gradient that are directly proportional in case of soil water and energy. In case of soil water, the flux related to water is directly proportional to the dH by dl. dH by dl is the gradient of water that is passing through the unit length of the column. Next, under Fick's law, here also the flux related to air is directly proportional to the concentration gradient. Concentration gradient means dC by dx, that is the change in concentration per unit distance. There is also another PYQ in the 2020 or 2021 where they have asked this concentration gradient formula, that is nothing but the change in concentration dC by the change in the length of the substance in which we are measuring the concentration, that is dx. And here d is diffusion coefficient. Fick's law gives us another constant, that is diffusion coefficient. The sign is always negative because the diffusion means the flowing of particles from higher concentration to lower concentration, that is indicated with the negative sign. Next, coming to Stokes law. Stokes law will come in soil texture. So, according to the Stokes law, the terminal velocity of particle when the upper buoyant force and lower gravitational force are balanced, the ultimate velocity the particle is getting is nothing but terminal velocity. The terminal velocity is directly proportional to square of the radius of particle if the particle is not subjected to any other force other than buoyant force and gravitational force. So, the limitations are also important while you are reading any laws or theories. So, in the same way, here viscosity is constant and acceleration due to gravity, it is constant. Then rho p, that is density of particle, it is constant, and rho f, that is density of fluid, is also constant. This Stokes law along with the assumptions and limitations all are very important for both theory and objective. So, you are going to write JRF exam. So, read assumptions very well and also limitations, because from there also there is a chance to make assertion reason kind of questions. So, if you want Stokes law in detail, just go to the previous classes in our master session related to soil texture. There you can find the full details regarding the Stokes law. Or if you are not enrolled in our master class, then you can also see ISSS old version. There the assumptions and limitations are written very nicely. So, just go through it. Then moving on to next question. Removal of lime in solution from upper to the lower part of profile leads to formation of. So, what they are asking now, let us take soil profile. We know a profile will have different horizons, right? So, here the lime is moving from upper to lower parts of the profile. So, it will result in the formation of nodules in the lower horizons, and these nodules are nothing but conker nodules. So, the answer is D. What is saline soil? How it is formed? Due to moving of salts like sodium, chlorine from upper to lower horizons, it will result in the formation of saline soils. Then what is rigor soil? Rigor soil, it is also another PYQ, that is rigor soils are also known as black soils in different parts of India. Then curry soils, this is another PYQ you can get. See, from one question you are getting 3 PYQs nearly. So, if you are solving PYQs, you can be able to analyze your preparation also in this way. Curry soils are nothing but marshy soils which are found in the pockets of Kerala. Moving on to next question. Assertion reason. So, this is particular set of questions like assertions and reason where students are committing more mistakes in JRF examination. So, understand it in a clear way. I will also explain it in a clear way. Let us see. Assertion, what they have given is drainage increases the soil temperature. First of all, what is drainage? Drainage is removal of water from the soil. So, water is removed. So, your soil is dry now. When you take dry soil and moist soil, which is having more temperature, like when you touch it, which you feel has more temperature is obviously dry soil, right? So, drainage increases the soil temperature. It is true. Next, the reason they have given. What is the reason they gave? Drainage decreases the heat capacity. So, you need not be well known about this heat capacity drainage. These are all common terms. So, we all know that heat capacity of water is 1. It is maximum, we can say, among the natural substances available. Water is having maximum heat capacity. In drainage we are removing water, so the maximum heat capacity is getting lower. So drainage decreases the heat capacity is also true. So decreasing the heat capacity is always the proportional way to increase the soil temperature. So here both A and R are true, and R is also the correct explanation of A. So like this you should analyze the reason for assertion in both front end and back end, then only you can able to keep whether it is correct explanation or not. Here it is explaining very well the relation between the heat capacity and temperature. So here we are keeping it as correct explanation of A. Next, another assertion reason again. See, the effective rainfall erosion index. Again here, effective rainfall erosion index, something which is very big term. So you need not worry about seeing this much term. Just keep it aside. Effective rainfall erosion index. What they gave? This particular index of a given area is linearly proportional to the percentage of ground that is not covered by vegetation. So they gave one index which is proportional to some index x is proportional to area without vegetation. So erosion index, what is that index we will see now. It is nothing but erosion index. Just give me a minute. So it is erosion index. Erosion index is not good for soil because when soil is getting eroded, the fertile layer will be lost. So it is some negative index. Let us assume it is some negative index. It is proportional to the ground that is not covered by vegetation. When the ground is not covered by vegetation, it is more susceptible to erosion. It is a common understanding. So this assertion is true. Coming to reason, this particular index includes both the kinetic energy of rain and maximum 30-minute rain intensity. This index, here they gave formula as kinetic energy into maximum 30-minute intensity. Maximum 30-minute intensity means the intensity of rain during the peak period of 30 minutes of rainfall. So it is nothing but the relation between these two, the two components in the formula they gave. Now this is also true, but what is the relation between assertion and reason here? There is obviously no relation because here they are talking about area and here they are talking about kinetic energy and Imax. So both are true, but here reason is not the correct explanation for assertion. So we are putting B as the option here. Next, the OA subhorizon denotes. Subhorizons and horizons in pedology are very important if you opt for soil science. The day you opt for soil science, you should be well aware of horizons, subhorizons and whole soil classification. Right? OA subhorizon. Here O is the master horizon, that is meant for organic matter. Again we have subhorizons in it, that is A, E, I, which are meant for highly decomposed organic matter, moderately decomposed organic matter and lightly decomposed organic matter. Here OA indicates it is highly decomposed organic matter, and here are the other denotions of various variables and subhorizons which you should read before going to the examination. So take a screenshot of this and save this video to remember all these subhorizons so that you may not get confused between few horizons that are very often confused, like A, E, I. See, A, E, I if you take, A is meant for highly decomposed organic matter, E for moderately decomposed, I for slightly decomposed. So like this, keep on reading it several times and try to understand it in such a way that you shouldn't get confused if the same question appears in your examination. Okay, moving on to next slide. Sixth question. Here they have given rock source and name of the mineral that is formed from the particular rock. Igneous rock. Just match with me. Igneous rock, granite. Then marine sedimentary rock. The rock which is found in the marine areas and is also a sedimentary rock, that is limestone. Then metamorphic rock which is subjected to high pressure and temperature, that is obviously gneiss. Then terrestrial sedimentary rock, it is volcanic ash. So what is the set here? 2, 3, 4, 1. See again, here if you know the igneous rock as granite, you can directly keep option B without even reading other options. So you are saving around 30 seconds here. 30 seconds means so much time in the final exam. So moving on to next question. So here are different types of rocks, that is igneous, sedimentary and metamorphic rock. You might have read all these rocks till your preparation time. I am just giving here a brief description of all the rocks. Igneous rock is formed from magma. Sedimentary rock, sedimentary, it is formed through compaction of sediment. Then metamorphic rock, through high pressure and temperature. When these two rocks are subjected to such conditions, metamorphic rock will be formed. And consecutive examples also you should remember, that is intrusive and extrusive, again two types of igneous rocks. Again in sedimentary also we will find different types, clastic, chemical and organic. Then in metamorphic, foliated and non-foliated. And in intrusive and extrusive rocks, I have explained it very well in the master course. Again I am telling, don't confuse between intrusive and extrusive rocks. Intrusive is nothing but the rock, the igneous, both are igneous rocks. The rock is formed inside the, below the horizon, below the surface of the layer. And extrusive rocks are subjected to above the surface layer. So automatically when the rock is forming below the ground surface, it is subjected to less forces compared to upper layer. So larger rocks are resulted here compared to here. Here it is subjected to both external and internal factors very well, because exposure is more here in case of extrusive rock. And in case of intrusive rock, the minimal forces are subjecting here. So the size is somewhat larger compared to extrusive rocks. Then moving on to next question. Saturated hydraulic conductivity in situ is measured by. This is the question where many students felt it tough in the last year examination, but though the terms are new, you can simply keep it with the elimination method like this. See, let us start with piezometer. Piezometer we know it is for measuring groundwater potential or groundwater pressure. So eliminate it here. Then go for infiltrometer. It is for measuring infiltration, right? So we can eliminate it. Neutron probe. It is for soil moisture. So eliminate it. What is remaining here? Guelph permeameter. So sometimes instinct also matters in the examination, because these are the type of questions where topper and the next ranker will differ. So you should use your instinct and go for elimination when you see such options in the answers. Okay. So Guelph permeameter, it is basically an instrument that is measured in the University of Guelph in Canada, where the vigorous studies have been carried out to measure the saturated hydraulic conductivity of soil. So answer is A, Guelph permeameter. Moving on to next question. The original design of tensiometer was first proposed by. Here I know we'll directly keep the answer as Richards and Gardner, but if you are keeping so, you are wrong. Here the answer is Livingston. Well before Richards and Gardner, just forget about the year. When they have developed, forget about the year, just remember the sequence. Who came first and who came next. So first Livingston came and he gave one design for tensiometer. Later on Richards and Gardner came and took the design. they have modified it further and gave the final output. So here they are asking first proposed. So we should keep Livingston here. So moving on to next question. The comprehensive system of soil classification is based on measurable soil properties. It is one of the main feature of the soil classification system. We will always consider measurable soil properties rather than abstract properties. Okay. Next, moving on to next question. Again, now we are seeing statement type questions here. These are a bit easier compared to assertion and reason kind, because here they are not asking for any explanations. So we can easily solve if we are sure in the concept. The surface of a pedon is basic unit of soil. It is roughly polygonal, right? Then statement 2, the surface area of pedon ranges from 1 to 10 meters square. It is also true. So both the statements are true. Then next question. Which of the following statement is not true for chloroplast? Now we are seeing one general agriculture related question in soil science. So for chloroplast, the UG knowledge you are having, it is definitely sufficient to solve this question. I can assure you. See, chloroplast contains DNA as genetic material. It is true. It produces ATP. It has an electron transport chain. It contains transcriptional but no translational apparatus. Is it right? No. It contains both transcriptional and translational apparatus that are sufficient to run its functions. Okay. So the answer is D. Then question number 12. Again another GA question. Second one. Colchicine treated cells are arrested in which phase of the mitosis? It is metaphase, right? This colchicine treatment, whenever it is given to cells, it will arrest the metaphase of cell and stop the cell to enter the next phase of mitosis, that is anaphase, and it will interfere with the microtubules and chromosomal segregation process. Then question number 13. Arrange the following sequence of submergence in the soil in the correct sequence. We all know due to submergence, some properties of soil are definitely going to change. Here they are asking it very trickily, the sequence of that process also. This is the first time they are asking the sequence of events that are happening in the submergence. Till now they asked what are the changes happened. So with increasing toughness we are going to see this question. So first of all we will see what is the sequence of submergence. When the soil is getting submerged, first of all oxygen will be depleted. Whenever oxygen is lowered, what happens to the biota present in the soil? They will be lost due to their decreased activity. So first one is depletion of oxygen. Then due to oxygen, survival of organisms will be different. Then when organisms are getting died one by one, some toxic substances will be accumulated. 3. Ultimately chemical change will be happening, that is increased pH in acid soils, because for pH to reflect in some change, some time is required, right? So visible changes are going to happen first, then we are going to see a chemical change after certain time. So we can keep the pH in last. So what is the sequence now? A, C, B, D. That is option A. Moving on to next question. Reaction and occurrence. Another GA question. It is looking like they are giving more from genetics this time. So dark acidification reaction. It is occurring in CAM plants. Fatty acid synthesis, smooth endoplasmic reticulum. So what is the reaction that is occurring in rough endoplasmic reticulum? Please comment down in the comment box below. What is the reaction that is occurring in rough endoplasmic reticulum? Please comment it down. Then Hill reaction, it is happening in happening for oxygen evolution. Then Rubisco, it is related to photorespiration. Calvin cycle for regeneration of RUBP. So what is the sequence now? 2, 1, 4, 5, 3. That is option C. Then moving on to next question, 15. Question number 15. Here they are asking soil consistency in the decreasing soil wetness. Decreasing soil wetness and increasing soil wetness. Decreasing means so moving on to question number 15. The soil consistencies with decreasing soil wetness. That means we have to arrange this consistency order from the order of high moisture to low moisture. High to low. Let us arrange. Hard. Hard means water is negligible, barely present here. So under low moisture, we are going to write hard. When we are adding water to hard consistency, then some friable consistency will come, that is especially useful for tillage operations. So after hard, friable consistency is coming, followed by C. Hard and friable we are getting as A and B. So these two we can eliminate now, and C automatically it is coming plastic. After plastic, sticky, and then viscous fluid. Viscous means it is almost entering into fluid stage. So it is last. So D is last. Answer is option B. Next. Along with the consistency forms, there are also two limits in the Atterberg classification of consistency, that is liquid limit and plastic limit. Where we will get liquid limit is when the soil is moving in between the two phases, that is plastic consistency and liquid phase, we are getting liquid limit, that is denoted by WL. And another limit is plastic limit. Plastic limit is between when the soil is entering from semi-solid consistency to plastic consistency. That means a brittle, somewhat brittle or crumbly nature to molding ability to get molded nature. So it is nothing but plastic limit. And the difference between these two, liquid limit and plastic limit, is called plasticity index, which is again a very important property to look upon for your exam point of view. So let us move on to next question. Another GA question again. The weed that is not found in rice crop. In rice crop, what is the most important weed that we will see? That is Echinoclova colonum. Cyperus, it is also a general weed which is almost found in all the fields including rice. Chenopodium, it can't survive in waterlogged conditions. So we can eliminate Chenopodium album. Eleusine indica, again it can thrive in all conditions almost. So the option is C. The weeds when you are getting while solving general agriculture question, I recommend you to remember the common name and scientific name both, because if they gave lamb's quarter instead of Chenopodium album, you might not keep this option, right? So when you are getting scientific name, alongside remember this common name, it will aid you in another question if it comes in the exam. So I gave for these four options I gave common names. Just go through these ones. Next, question number 17. A stem nodulating plant. We have seen root nodules in case of legumes. What they will do? They will aid in nitrogen fixation. So there are also some plants which are not having root nodules, but they have stem nodules which perform this nitrogen fixation. The very famous plant that is available is Sesbania rostrata. This is again a direct bit from soil science, soil biology. Okay. Next, question number 18. PF range of softer friable consistency of soils. See, from consistency second bit they are giving with linking it with PF concept. What is the PF concept? It is related to soil, water and suction relation, right? So for soft and friable consistency, the PF range is 2.8 to 4.5. And another most important observation you have to make is, with change in consistency, PF is going to change and relative soil moisture pressure is also going to change. But when the soil water content is increasing from hard consistency to viscous consistency, PF is lowering from 4.5 to 0, because when there is water is getting more, the suction due to air will be lowered in the soil. So PF will be lowering to almost 0 when it is entering into viscous form. So like this, if you forget value in the exam also, seeing the range like this, if you observe the trend, then you will retain the values much easier compared to reading it once. Okay. Then question number 19, the question related to remote sensing, the concept for which standard textbooks are not available. And yes, this is the general topic, but you should be able to answer, because again it will make a difference for your rank. The question related to Indian remote sensing satellite system. What are the features of it? It looks over a fixed point at the same local time. This is true. Then it operates at the low altitude or high altitude? Low altitude, that is less than 1000 km. IRS satellites are used for weather forecasting. Wrong, because they are meant for agricultural and natural resource management purposes and also disaster management, but not for weather forecasting. For weather forecasting we have different satellites like In-Sat, like that. And for telecommunications again different satellites are available. See, when you are reading satellites, observe the purpose of them, because different satellites were being developed with different purposes. So for IRS satellites, it is for largely agricultural and NRM related things. So answers are A, B and D. Option A. Next, question number 20. Again the sequence. Chrysanthemum cinerarifolium, the plant, it is related to pyrethroids, and pyrethroids are related to which group of agricultural chemicals? Insecticide. It is true. Again, please comment down the type of insecticide that are developed seeing the activity of pyrethroids which are naturally available. Comment down in the comment section what is the type of insecticide or name which are developed seeing the activity of pyrethroids that are acting as a mimic to that. Next, Streptomyces griseus. The substance prepared from it is streptomycin, correct? And streptomycin is it a nematicide? No, it is antibiotic. Then Streptomyces griseochromogens. Blasticidin is extracted from it. Again, blasticidin, is it insecticide? No, it is fungicide. Right? So again another option also same combination is given. They gave herbicide. It is again wrong. So the answer is option A. It is related to agricultural chemicals from your physical science syllabus only. Don't think is it from general agriculture. From agriculture chemicals also you will expect, you can get 1 or 2 questions every year. So don't neglect it. Next, question number 21. Question on extension. This is again related to GA part. Modal. Modal is an example of which type of aid that is usually provided to pass the information or for aid of communication. Modal is an example of display type of visual aid. This is easy thing, without reading also we can keep. Okay. Next, question number 22. Arrange the following in decreasing order. Arrange the following in decreasing order according to the number of linkages among silicon tetrahedra of soil particles. We know silica tetrahedra means one central silicon atom carrying positive charge of +4 is surrounded by 4 oxygen atoms carrying negative charge and sharing 1 charge each with the central silicon atom. So in this way, a silicon tetrahedron is formed and it is the building block for many silicate clay minerals. Here they are asking decreasing order of silica tetrahedra in different phyllosilicates. First of all, let us see the different phyllosilicates. When we see nesosilicates are also called as island silicates. Island means they are very isolated in nature and they don't have linkages with other silica tetrahedron. So, nesosilicates are basically single unit of silicate tetrahedron. Next, if we see sorosilicates, in sorosilicates, what will happen? One oxygen atom acts as a bridging atom between 2 silica tetrahedra. So, the central oxygen atom is shared between 2 tetrahedra to give sorosilicates. So, if we write chemical formula for this, here one silica atom and here another silicon. So, Si2. Coming to oxygens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there is only one oxygen sharing between 2 tetrahedra. So, total 7 oxygens. Now, how to write charge? Many students used to by heart the unit composition of different phyllosilicates, and here also there are different charges for whole compound. If you by heart that also, you might forget it in exam or get confused. So, let us not by heart. We learn it by definition. By definition, we will write structure. From structure, we will write composition. And from composition itself, we are going to derive charge also. Residual charge, what is there on the molecule, we will see now. Here, based on definition, we have drawn structure of sorosilicate. And we are also arrived at the molecular formula, that is Si2O7. Now, the only task left is to write what is the residual charge on the whole molecule. So, 2 silicon charge is plus 4 oxygen, 7 oxygen atoms are there, oxygen charge is minus 2. So, if you add both, 8 minus 14, 8 minus 14 is minus 6. So, minus 6 is the charge remaining on the Si2O7 for sorosilicates. Likewise, you should be able to draw the structure based on the definition when you are reading, and from the structure you should write the charge associated with the molecule. So, if you see the question here, they are asking decreasing order. In nesosilicates, it is, what is the linkage? 0, because they are isolated. In case of ionosilicates, it is 1 or 2. Phyllosilicates, 3. Tectosilicates, all 4 oxygens of tetrahedra are shared. So, 4. What is the decreasing order now? C, B, D, A. Option B. Next, question number 23. The organic certificate of an organic farm is valid for 1 year. That is option A. Question number 24. Organic nutrients in water bodies promote. In water bodies, not only the water, there are many sediments are present, and also in the sediments many nutrients are present. So, they are talking about organic nutrients in water. They will promote growth of natural population of aquatic bacteria. True. Next, biological oxygen demand. What is biological oxygen demand? The oxygen that is depleted due to the activity of living organisms present in the water. That is BOD. Next, eutrophication. Eutrophication also will be caused by excess amounts of phosphatic and nitrogenous fertilizers, due to which the growth of algae and every organism will increase. It will form a layer on the water body, arresting the growth of many fishes and also reducing the quality of water body. So, all 3 will be promoted by organic nutrients. Answer is option D. Question number 25, assertion reason. Assertion. Gypsum is commonly used for the reclamation of alkali soil. True. Reason, reclamation process involves reduction in exchangeable sodium with the calcium and its removal from soil solution through leaching. True, because what is the chemical formula of gypsum? CaSO4 2H2O. So this gypsum, when it is undergoing hydrolysis, it will release calcium ions. What is the feature of alkali soil? In alkali soil, soil being negatively charged, it is getting attached to sodium ions in case of alkali soils. Sodium monovalent ions, they are very bad for the soil health, that they will damage the soil structure due to their ionic hydration and hydrated size, and these sodium ions are making soil worse to use and also crop production. Now we are replacing these sodium ions with calcium ion from gypsum. In this way, one calcium carrying charge of +2 will replace two sodiums carrying the charge of +1 each. So charge is balanced here. One calcium will replace two sodiums. In this way, calcium will be coming onto the soil and sodium will be removed. So soil aggregation property and also soil structure and other properties will be improved by the addition of gypsum, which is the calcium ion provider in case of alkali soil. So reason is also correct. A and R are true and R is correct explanation for assertion. Question number 26, statement 1. SSP, DSP, TSP, single superphosphate, double superphosphate and triple superphosphate are monocalcium phosphates. True. Monocalcium phosphates are water soluble, so they have leaching loss. Anything which is water soluble will only have leaching losses, right? So both are true. Answer is A. Question number 27. Laterite soil is rich in. A very basic question from pedology again. Laterite soils are rich in iron. Option B. Because of this iron only, laterite soils are having which color? Red. Mostly red color. Question number 28. The amount of organic matter in soil with value 0 according to Munsell color system. Munsell color chart where we will use to identify the soil color. In Munsell color chart, we know there are three components: hue, value and chroma. Hue indicates dominant spectral color. Hues ranges from red to yellow, right? Highest value will be red and lowest will be yellow. Next is value. Value is lightness or darkness of color. That means it will range from black to white with different shades of black, which includes grey also. Then chroma. Chroma is related to purity or intensity of the color, right? Here value is 0. Value ranges from 0 to 10 or 0 to 9. So the value of the component value is 0. They are relating this 0 to soil property, that is organic matter. When the value is 0, it means it is black in color, right? Value is from black to white. 0 value means the soil is black. So when the soil is black, what is the organic matter status there? Definitely it is high. Option A. When we see this Munsell color system, see this is the value. This column here indicates value. 0 indicates black color and white is 10 indicates white color. There in the question they gave 0. That means black, which indicates high organic matter. Question number 29. The parameters of nitrogen use efficiency. In any research that is related to coated urea or any nitrogen use promoting and nitrogen uptake promoting research, it will focus mainly on nitrogen use efficiency. In nitrogen use efficiency, we will we will represent this efficiency in 3 different ways. Mostly 3 different ways, that is agronomic use efficiency, physiological use efficiency, apparent nutrient recovery. And what is this production efficiency here? What is this? This production efficiency is related to efficiency of overall system. That means we will talk about the productivity of the system in relation to the all the inputs that are being provided. So it is not related to N alone, right? It is related to seed, it is related to other factors also. So answer is A, B and D. Option A. Question number 30. Again another question from mineral nutrition. Deficiency symptoms. Which of the following nutrient is related with deficiency symptom like discoloration of leaf bud, breaking and dropping of buds? When there is any symptom related to breaking and dropping, breaking of fruits, cracks in fruits, you can blindly go with two elements, that is boron and calcium. Here calcium is not there in option, so we will go with boron. And while reading mineral nutrition also, carefully read each and every function associated with all the essential elements, and also when you read the functions, you will get to know what are the diseases associated with it. For example, if you take Kyra disease in rice, it is due to deficiency of zinc. When you are reading zinc functions, you can also relate to yourself, like when this function is not happening, what is the deficiency symptoms I can expect. If you read like that, you can remember the deficiency symptom anytime. Okay. Next, question number 31. The steady state soil infiltration rate is, what is infiltration? Infiltration is moving of water from upper layer of like ground surface into the soil. Just this part is called infiltration. Again, if we are talking from upper to lower layer of soil, there comes another term, that is percolation. This is infiltration, this is percolation. Now we will see infiltration. Infiltration rate is how much water is entering into soil per unit time. How much water is entering per unit time. This is called infiltration rate. What is steady state infiltration rate? At a particular point of time, the rate of water entering into soil becomes constant because of suppression of all the external factors and also achieving saturation in the soil. At that time, the infiltration rate is controlled by which factor? So there is no external influence that is affecting the rate of water entering into soil. So what is the only thing that is remaining? That is soil profile, internal factor. So option is B. Question number 32. Dolomite is a source of. This is again a direct bit from ISSS or DK Das, anything that you read. You can find it in fertilizers part. Dolomite is a source of calcium and magnesium. What is the formula of dolomite? CaCO3 MgCO3, a carbonate fertilizer. So answer is option B. Question number 33. Again assertion and reason. Assertion. Equilibrium water content in soil at a certain metric potential is higher when the soil is under drying process compared to when the soil is under wetting process. Actually, this is the definition. What is this phenomena called? It is called hysteresis. In hysteresis, the water content at drying is more than the water content at wetting. This is due to different factors. One is given as a reason here, that is the contact angle between water and soil solid phase is greater during the imbibition of water than during the drainage. What does it mean? The contact angle. What is contact angle? It is the angle between water and any surface on which the water is getting concentrated. In case of wet substances like water, in case of water, let us see, water will get imbibed easily into any surface or soil. So the water is having contact angle of, when water droplet is poured like this, the contact angle will be obviously less than 90 degrees. But if you take mercury, mercury won't imbibe into any substance or surface. It will stay as a droplet like this. So here the contact angle becomes more. that is more than 90 degrees. So from here you can get another bit also. When the contact angle is acute, that means the substance is or the fluid is hydrophilic in nature, and then the contact angle is obtuse, the fluid is hydrophobic in nature. These two are very important concepts, and from this now we will see what happens to the contact angle during imbibition and drainage. Whenever, what is imbibition and drainage? Imbibition is nothing but water is entering into soil. Drainage is water moving out from the soil. If we assume the soil as column like this, what happens during drainage? Water is pushing out from the soil. So it will move like this. The force is against the soil. So the water is trying to move away faster. During imbibition, what will happen? The angle is somewhat less, right? So now coming to contact angle, the contact angle between water and soil solid phase is greater in imbibition, this is imbibition, this is drainage, than drainage. Is it true? Here the angle is more and here the angle is less. The reason is also true here. So A and R are true and R is correct explanation for A. Option A. This hysteresis is very important. Not only the definition but also the reasons behind the hysteresis. Be it a contact angle, ink bottle effect, many reasons are there. Just read it once when you are solving this bit. Question number 34. Elements associated with nitrogenase enzyme in biological nitrogen fixation. Biological nitrogen fixation, the enzyme that is important in it is nitrogenase enzyme. The components of enzyme are iron and molybdenum. If you read mineral nutrition, by this time you might have answered this question. Question number 35. Mottled leaf of citrus is caused by deficiency of, another bit from mineral nutrition in the same paper. See the weightage of topic it is having. Answer is zinc. Option C. Question number 36. Bray number 1 is, what is this Bray number 1? It is basically an extractant that is used for extracting the available phosphorus from the soil. Which soil? Mainly acid soil. We know that in acid soil and alkali soil, determination of available P requires different extractants, right? In acid soil it is Bray reagent and in alkali soil it is Olsen's reagent. In case of alkaline soils, it is Olsen's reagent. Now they are asking composition of this Bray number 1 reagent. Why they kept number 1 is, there is again another Bray reagent, number 2 reagent, that is also used for extracting available P. Now we will see composition of Bray number 1, that is 0.03 molar ammonium fluoride and 0.025 normal HCl. This is the composition of Bray number 1 extractant. There is another extractant as I told before, that is Bray number 2. What is the composition for it? 0.03 molar NH4 F plus 0.1 normal HCl. Here they are changing the normality of HCl between Bray number 1 and Bray number 2 reagents. Why? Why they are increasing the strength of HCl here? Because in case of nutrient poor tropical soil, the acidity is so high that the Bray number 1 reagent can also face difficulty in extracting the available P. In such cases, when there is more acidic nature of soil like tropical soils, we will go with Bray number 2 reagent having higher normality of HCl, that is 0.1 normal. Now what about the composition of Olsen's reagent? It is 0.5 molar NaHCO3, that is sodium bicarbonate at pH of 8.5. While reading reagents, important reagents like Bray, Olsen, Morgan reagent, pH is important, their composition in concentration is important. Read carefully whether they are asking molarity or normality. Read carefully and answer the question. Next, question number 37. Microorganisms that oxidize ammonia to nitrate. They are asking organisms which oxidizes ammonia to nitrate. What are the organisms? Nitrosomonas and Nitrosolobus. Why not Nitrobacter here? Because Nitrobacter will not oxidize ammonia to nitrate. It will aid in second step of nitrification, that is oxidizing nitrite to nitrate. So there is no link between ammonia and Nitrobacter. So we are going with Nitrosomonas and Nitrosolobus. What are the two steps of nitrification? Conversion of ammonium to nitrite is first step, and second step is conversion of nitrate to nitrate. So whenever we are applying urea, it is the common nitrogenous fertilizer. Whenever we are applying urea to the soil, the urea is subjected to heavy leaching losses, and also nitrification of nitrogenous fertilizers is also a main problem contributing to this leaching, because nitrification will convert ammonical form in the fertilizer to ultimate nitrate form, which is negatively charged. So when the negatively charged nitrate is getting applied to the soil, which is also negatively charged, what will happen here? The both negative charge particles will repel each other, and nitrate, instead of concentrating on the soil, it will move out of the soil and enter into water. In that way, it is subjected to leaching losses. So there are some substances like nitrification inhibitors which inhibits the nitrification process, especially the step 2 of nitrification. When they inhibit the step 2, the incomplete nitrification will be resulted, and in such a way the nitrate leaching can also be minimized. This is additional concept, but do remember the organism name first, then you can see the rest of the things. Question number 38. According to Bray's nutrient mobility concept, Bray's nutrient mobility, again another question from mineral nutrition. Which among the following element is mobile in plants but immobile in soil? Carefully read this question. They are asking such an element which is plant mobile and soil immobile. What is the type of element that is having this feature? Let us see one by one. Let us take nitrogen. Nitrogen is mobile in plants, we know. In plants, it is mobile. What about soil? If it is nitrate, it is mobile. If it is ammonium, again is immobile. So, both positive and negative, both are there. So, this option we can eliminate. Moving on to phosphorus, it is mobile in plants. What about soil? It is immobile. Answer is phosphorus. Why phosphorus is immobile in soil? The phosphorus, the main problem with the phosphorus or any phosphatic fertilizer is it's prone to fixation. Fixation is the main problem for phosphatic fertilizer. So to avoid this fixation problem, what farmers will do while applying phosphatic fertilizers? They will apply the phosphatic fertilizer in band application. Instead of spreading it all over the field like urea, they will go with the band application restricted to bands of the soil. In this way, they will minimize the contact between fertilizer and soil so that fixation can be reduced. So this is also another bit you can expect, and fixation is also main problem with phosphatic fertilizer. Option is B. These are the different nutrients associated with mobility concept in case of both plant and soil. In plant, you should remember it, you should by heart it in case of plant, whether it is mobile or immobile. In case of soil, there is a trick. What we saw in case of nitrification, nitrate which is negatively charged is getting attached to soil. Because of negative charge, it is repelled away. So, it is mobile in the soil instead of fixing. In such a way, all the negatively charged particles, most of the negatively charged ions are mobile in nature when it comes to soil. In case of immobile, you can keep all cations, almost all cations. Phosphate is an exception and molybdenum ions are also exception. Except these two, you can remember these elements mobility in soil in this way. In addition to this, in case of brace mobility concept, we will come across two terminology, that is root system sorption zone, root surface sorption zone. In the name itself we can understand, root system means root system along with the adjacent portions of soil, means this whole zone. Which type of elements we can find here? Along with the root surface, soil also they are present, that is mobile elements. In case of mobile nutrients, root system sorption zone is active. When we see root surface sorption zone, root surface means the nutrient is restricted to the surface of the substance. It is not mobile in the other parts of the soil. That means these are immobile nutrients. These are associated with root surface sorption zone. These two are very important. In PYQs also you can find, whether JRF or SRF I did not remember clearly, but these two terminology are very important in brace mobility concept. Question number 39. Arrange the following in decreasing order of basal spacing. Another question from chemical composition of soil, basal spacing of clay minerals. Which of the following is having more? Montmorillonite and vermiculite are highly expanding. Compared to vermiculite, montmorillonite is having high expansion. So, automatically basal spacing will be more. B greater than D greater than, see we have arrived at the answer B, D. This eliminate, this we can eliminate, this also we can eliminate. Option is D. Likewise, you should eliminate the options and find the answer very easily so that you can allot this same time to other questions also. Because questions, all questions are not tough, all questions are not easy. So, you can divert the time from one question to other by using these smart techniques. Question number 40. Match the following. Activity and plant direction. Photoperiodism. Photoperiodism means response to day length. Plant response to day length. D2. D2. Eliminate these two. These are matching here. Thigmotropism. Thigmo means response to touch. C4. C4. We have arrived at answer. In this particular matching, it was given as ad last year because see here, when we are matching these two, another two are remaining, and we know very well that geotropism is associated with bending towards soil. Here they gave bend towards soil, bending towards soil, both as same. So this question was given as ad marks. So when you see such type of questions, just go with the flow, attempt the question so that you will get 4 marks for that. Okay. Question number 41. The term oligotrophic refers to, oligo means few, oligotrophic means it is containing low nutrients and low productivity. Answer is option D. Question number 42. Which of the following is example of nitrifying bacteria? They are asking nitrifying bacteria. The whole group they are asking. They are not asking about which is oxidizing ammonia or nitrate. So we should keep Nitrosomonas, Nitrobacter and Nitrospira. All three. Option D. Question number 43. Match the following. First we will go with soil sampling, because it is somewhat easier for us, right? Soil sampling. Collecting soil samples at precise location for analysis and management. B2. Which is B2? Oh, 3 options are there. One is eliminated. Let us see others. Boundary mapping. It will come in soil survey. Boundary mapping means determining field boundaries properly. That is called boundary mapping. C1. C1. Answer is option B. In case of harvest planning, plant pest management, you can keep easily. See the keywords, if you don't know the answer also, if you see keywords here, soil sampling, soil collecting soil samples. It is matching here. Boundary mapping, boundary field boundaries, matching here. Harvest planning, planning harvesting operations, again matching here. Observe the keywords when you don't know the that particular term, then you can, if you think once, you can go with the other options. Pest management, pest is the keyword, again pest. Likewise, if you don't know the concept also, you can think twice and keep answer. Question number 44. The height of capillary rise of water in the soil is, what is this capillary rise? Whenever the water enters into soil, the soil columns will hold the water in a capillary tubes kind of arrangement. This is, and the water will rise in this way in the soil columns. This is called capillary rise of water. And this capillary rise, it is depending on, it will vary depending on the texture of the soil and also water flow into the soil. Many factors there are controlling capillary tube. Here they are asking height of rise. What is the relation between this height of rise and radius of tube, density of water, surface tension of water? What is the formula? By seeing all these letters, you might have concluded one formula by this time. I hope so. That is H equal to 2t cos theta by R d g. Right? This is the formula for capillary rise in water. So the height is directly proportional to surface tension, inversely proportional to radius of tube, inversely proportional to density of water. What they have given in options? First is height is inversely proportional to radius. Is it correct? True. This is correct. Next is height is inversely proportional to density of water. Is it correct? True. Next, height is directly proportional to radius. Is it directly proportional here? No. False. Inversely proportional to surface tension of water. Is it inversely proportional? No. Directly proportional. This is also wrong. Answer is A and B. Option C. This is the formula for height of capillary rise. Question number 45. Statement 1. Hue is a measure of chromatic composition of light. True. Statement 2. Munsell color system is based on 5 principal hues. These 5 principal hues, whenever a student is reading the soil color, they will just read soil color is determined using Munsell color chart. What are the components in the Munsell color chart? If you go beyond that also, you might read what is the range 0 to 10 or 0 to 9 or 0 to 8. Right. Here they have twisted the question by asking the number of principal hues in the Munsell color system. They have given as 5. This is true because there are 5 principal hues in the Munsell color system ranging from red to yellow. So the answer is A. Both the statements are correct. What are the 5 principal hues? Red, purple, blue, green and yellow. Rest of the colors are combination of these hues. Red, purple, purple, blue, blue, green and green, yellow. Finally, red and yellow. These are the 5 principal hues and the secondary hues that are resulted from combination of principal hues. Question number 46. Assertion. Cations observed on soil colloids determine aggregate formation. True. Because whenever a positively charged particle, that is cation, is getting attached to the soil surface, for example, let us take calcium ion on soil particle. Now, it will act as bridge between 2 negatively charged soil particles. Because it is having a positively charged, it will hold 2 negative charges together by acting as a link. In this way, it will form an aggregate. Reason, cations form electropositive links between electronegative soil particles. Reason is also correct. Answer is option A. Question number 47. The PF curve is, the definition of PF curve. soil water content and matrix potential relation. And do comment below the scientist associated with PF concept. Who is the scientist associated with PF concept? This is the curve. For different soils, different shapes of curves will be there, J, L and I shape for sand, loam and clay type of soils. Question number 48. Assertion. Implementing agroforestry practices helps in soil conservation. True. What is agroforestry? Where we will plant forest species also, forest trees, in addition to the regular agricultural crops. It will aid in soil conservation because the trees will bind the soil particles together and will maintain the good structure of soil, and also the litter fall from the tree will also act as a soil mulch and add nutrient to the soil, helps in temperature regulation, and also it will cut down the solar radiation and will aid in moisture conservation too. These many benefits the agroforestry is giving in addition to the food, fuel and fodder supply. Reason: agroforestry combines cultivation of trees and crops on same land, which reduces the soil erosion by providing ground cover and enhancing the soil structure through roots of trees. What happens in agroforestry? They are giving it as reason. So correct explanation is there. Answer is A. Here we will see an interesting concept where there is a farm. This is basically a research conducted at Haryana, agriculture farm at Haryana, which is having an alkaline pH more than 8.5. Let it be more than 7. Basic pH, let us assume a normal basic soil. Here, when farmer is going for rice or wheat or maize, any crop, when he is trying to cultivate, due to the salinity problem or alkalinity problem he is having, he is getting low yields. Low yields means low productivity. So ultimately cost will be more than the yield that he is getting. So farmer will be prone to losses. So what our scientists did is, they have introduced eucalyptus trees. Eucalyptus tree is forest species. It is also related to agroforestry, right? Forest species. Eucalyptus they have planted on the different bunds of the same field. And we know it very well that eucalyptus is a bio-drainage plant. It will extract more and more amounts of water from the soil, and in this way it also extracted salts from the soil along with the water to the tree. And the threshold of eucalyptus to bear salts is very high, that the situation is manageable by planting eucalyptus trees. In this way the pH got dropped. It has not reached neutral, still the situation got benefited because of drop in pH to near neutral levels. When the farmer went for planting of, by leaving around 3 meters or so space, he planted in very small space compared to previous. Though he got same or more yields from this crop after including eucalyptus in his farm. So by introduction of forest species, there are n number of benefits, not only the those listed in the reason, but also there are n number of benefits associated with this agroforestry practice. And there are also many agencies that are promoting agroforestry in case of agriculture. Question number 49. Arrange the following factors affecting irrigation water quality in agriculture in the correct sequence. We know that these are all the factors that are affecting irrigation water quality. We will also read what are the levels of pH that are harmful, what is the salinity level that is harmful to the soil. Now they are cleverly asking sequence of the parameters you will see when you see the irrigation quality. Definitely the chemical parameter will come last, that is pH. First we will look for salinity, then sediment content, followed by chemical contaminant and then pH. A, C, D, B. Answer is option B. Question number 50. Which group is the CH2O? This is aldehyde group. Again, another question from basic chemistry. Basic chemistry is also important when you see JRF physical science subject, because we may or may not get, but revising the basic chemistry which you have read in +2 will be beneficial, will give you edge if the such type of questions are asked, because in the same paper only IUPAC related question is also there. So just if you revise the basic ones, then you can gain easily 4 to 8 marks, that means an edge over your competitor. Do read basic chemistry also when you are preparing for physical science. So we have reached total 50 questions out of 120. This is the part 1 of JRF 2024 paper. So if you like this content, do comment in the comment section as part 2, so that we will come up with the next part of the same paper. And to follow the such content, please like, share and subscribe to AgriAddict.
Thanks, Nymisha. So I guess like people have liked the content what we have shared. We have nicely explained each of one of the options for the JRF 2024, and she was not actually available for last 4 months. Now we have her back on the platform, so she's quite engaging the audience right now. So now like we also plan for like the revision series. We plan for the PVKs of 2023, 2022, 2021, which will be definitely useful for you. Along with this, we also plan to discuss all the weekly mock tests that we have provided in our platform, created in the online master course. But everything needs your love and support. The support you show, that will encourage and motivate our mentors to come up with more and more content. And she's obviously like a lot of getting busy because of the ASRB. Now the ARS exam is also announced. Like we are trying to convince her to get more and more classes, but that depends on like the way the you provide your support and love. So we will be loving to see a lot of comments, lot of messages from you people, the way like about the feedback, like what you're feeling about the content that we are sharing, like content we are trying to provide you people in the YouTube channel. So the more and more comment, more and more engagement in the YouTube channel will definitely motivate us to push ourselves to provide more such content, because these things needs a lot of time and energy to prepare. And also like as you know, like there are a lot of other things in everyone's life, like we will be planning for the clearing some of the competitive exams. Now the main focus is on ARS. Still our mentors are really making some time for and efforts for you people, and I would seriously recommend, if you like our content, if you love the content that we are providing, we want your big engagement in terms of the comments and also in the likes. And if you like it, please share with your friends and juniors, so that many students like who are preparing for this exam will also get benefit.